comes to this stuff. You know, I just go, ooh,
Technology.
Pretty.
It says it's on Love Nails. It's not on my palette. Go here too. I don't know why it's not on there. So we'll just go to, oops, no, yep, there we go. It's live on here. It wasn't live on my personal one for some reason. Oh, that magnet is what I need to do the magnet.
That's a tiny magnet.
Yes, because you get really good control when you use tiny magnets. There is a reason for this.
Okay, well, I'm excited to see how you're going to hold that, and you know me, I'd be dropping that right into the nail of the polish, and pink. Okay.
I don't know how to share it on my own page, so I don't have the power, but someone's hanging out with us. Hey, for whoever's hanging out with us, I'm just trying to get all the
Make sure I went through that color.
stuff going for everyone because you know how it is. I wish I was like super duper skilled with all this, but
Hey, you're learning.
it's just always a challenge is what it is. There's always like 800,000 things to do. And because I always go live in real world in real time, it's never as simple as just turn the camera on and go, which I'd done that part.
Nothing wrong with that. That means you're learning. We're only human.
Isn't that pretty?
Oh my gosh, look at all of the sparkle.
So what is that one called?
This one is Homecoming.
Homecoming. So these are brand spanking new colors that you can find on my website right now. So she chose the new Candy Apple Red, which looks just, I mean, it basically looks like I'm Not Really Waitress Red. It's a little deeper, but it cat eyes. So we're going to be using that. But we just removed her. Hi, Marcy. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Dre. Hey, there's people here hanging out with us from the UK. Welcome, welcome. So I just did a quick zip of her old color. You can still see there's some on the sides. When I remove color with my sanding band, I don't go super crazy. Like, I don't have to take every little tiny bit off, especially when it comes to around the edges, because I'm going to be using my file for that, and for my prep bit, I'm going to use that. So there really is no reason for me to go super crazy with my sanding band, because I can do that. So how is everyone this Friday evening? I hope you're well. Lexi's here with us. Say
Hello.
hi. She's here hanging. I can turn around. You can say hi.
Hi. You sneaky. I didn't realize those moved so.
They move real easy. Real simple. They just spin right around.
You spin me right round, baby, right.
There we go. There we go.
It's been one of those weeks. Anything that like reminds me of music, it's coming out.
Hey, would you use your phone and go to my Love Nails page and share it on my personal page? You know.
Okay. You want me to go into...
Go to Love Nails, my Love Nails Facebook page, and share it on my personal one. Because for some reason, it didn't want to do it, and
Well,
I can't make it do it late. I can't make it add, apparently.
Okay, so...
I don't know why. I didn't want to do it. So, but for those of you who are hanging out on YouTube, hi, Linda. Hi, guys.
Okay, so...
I should be able to find it. So I'm just going to use this and see I can get into this sidewall a lot easier with this than I can with a sanding band. With a sanding band, you almost risk like really bumping into their skin or creating rings of fire. And this is a lot more, you have a lot more control with this bit. And this is my prep bit. This is my favorite 2S bit.
Okay, so share...
And so I was about to start doing this and then realized I should do it on video, especially because we're doing this new cat eye, which is gorgeous. Can you share it on my feed? Click on feed and go to friends feed. Maybe.
What? I've never done this. In a group on a friend's profile?
There you go, like that.
Okay. Now I gotta find you.
Teaching her something new today.
Yeah. You're the one that knows technology more than me now.
I don't know about that.
Posting. You shared this post. Now let me go to your page. Your page. Let me see. Okay, well it's on there now. I shared it with you. I shared you with you.
We'll see if it works. We'll see if people pop in because no one's. Oh, we have a couple on our Love Nails one. Hi guys from Love Nails. There's 3 people watching. Hello, hello. Say hello.
Hello.
Who are you? Where are you? Just a little group today. I mean, it is Friday night. People are.
Yes, it is a Friday night.
Getting their pizza, having a life.
Here.
I know you normally have a life. I don't.
I don't
This
know.
is my life.
I wouldn't say I have much of a life anymore. I've been busy, and busy.
Yeah. So Lexi also has a good example of a couple of different situations that is. It's good for nail techs to see. She's a special case, this one.
Oh, shucks.
Yes,
Thanks.
you're so welcome.
Oh,
Hi,
thanks.
Diane. So, situation number 1, which is currently not presenting itself. She's been less stressed.
Hold on. Wait for this one.
Oh, you're
The right thumb isn't nearly as
all
bad
your
as the left.
destruction is happening on the other one.
Typically, yeah.
So, Lexi has the habit, as many clients do, this is not super unusual, of petting her thumb like this. So, you will find clients that have done this create a hole in their nail, and it's always the center of their thumb, and it looks like this. See how it's starting to create, the skin almost looks raw here, and you can see she actually doesn't have a hole right now, so that's not as horrible, but you can almost see right here where it's a little darker in a couple spots. Those were holes. So she likes to do that. On top of which, she also has hooked nails. So if you look at her from the side, you can see how hooked this nail grows down.
A rar.
And it drives her crazy.
Yes.
So we keep them shorter, and sometimes they're a little bit shorter than others. Sometimes she'll just deal with it and grow them out. You can completely remove these and re-sculpt them all the time, but as you can see, hers hooks immediately, which means you would have to do it every single time. I have some clients where theirs will hook, but like they've got to have them pretty darn long to start hooking. Hers hooks right away. So
yeah, instantaneously.
Yeah, so they do have to be pretty short for her to not have any hooking. This one you've been messing with too. I think yeah. This one's got it right here. You've been messing with it a little bit. So just be very, very gentle if you have a client who has the stress and starts to do things like this. They might do it like this, which is probably what's happening with this one. She's been pushing on that one as well, and it creates a hole. Sometimes people, when I tell them this, they notice it right away, or they'll tell their spouse, and then they'll stop doing it because someone's like, hey, stop it, stop it, stop it. So then they stop. But if no one's like there seeing you do it to tell you to stop, then it's not going to happen, and it doesn't happen too easily. Because most of the time, it's not a noticeable thing. Like it's a habit. It's a habit that you just don't notice you're doing.
Like kids when they suck their thumbs, or it's just a stress reliever, and it's a habit that you don't notice it.
Yeah, if you don't notice that you're doing it, what are you gonna do? You know?
Yeah, right.
Your nail tech can only yell at them so much. So.
Oh, I could yell at you for a few things, but I'll leave that. I'll leave that off camera.
Wow.
I'll be kind.
Wow.
Hey, you put me on the spotlight without knowing and being prepared.
It was for like a half a second.
My face was shown.
It was beautiful.
Oh, I think. No, it wasn't. I look like a gremlin today.
No one's a gremlin.
I just find it so amazing that teeny tiny ball is the magnet.
Yeah, I mean, there's multiple magnets. So we have a magnet set from Profiles that comes in like a little bag, and it has a whole bunch of different magnets. And so depending on the look that you're getting, you use different magnets. So we'll go over a couple different looks when we do the first nail, and then you can theoretically decide. But I think knowing what you're going for is, I think I'm going to be doing a halo with hers. So that's the way we're going. Hi, Kathy. What size and shape brush would you recommend for very petite, small ski jump nails? So if you're 108, hold please. 106 is my usual flat brush for all fills. If it's too wide and you're trying to just find something smaller, the 107, I believe, is the slightly smaller one. It's the square, and I would do the same thing. So the reason is because it's really important when you are doing the 30-day manicure the way that I show people how to do it. What is the most important part of that is that you need to brush that belly. And oval brushes, you know, and I'll typically go over oval brushes with people and show them, like, this brush has a belly. And that's why it doesn't like to apply kind of the same way.
Oh, my thumbs for sure.
Yeah, your hookiness.
Oh yeah, and the one that mounds up and down.
Yeah, so this one, she's got special nails. She's definitely not a model.
No, no ma'am.
So this is what you've got, is a very high nail bed. Like, there is not a lot of product on here, to be honest. It is shaped like that. And then it hooks down just crazy low. So I can bring this up to here, which is going to shorten it, all the space that is in front of my thumb. So as you bring up that hook, it's going to shorten it unless you resculpt.
Versus that thing that's straight.
Yeah, that one's much straighter. This one's much hookier. So fun. So we'll bring this one up, which she's okay going a little shorter. So we'll bring this up, and that's going to bring it to about here, which is about 2 to 3 weeks grow out. So it's really not that much shorter than what she had last time. If anything, it's about the same. So it's just, your shortening is determined by your necessity to remove the hook.
Well, it's been quite some time since we did fresh bases for them, which for me lasts about a month and a half before it starts to hook.
If I shorten it to like the quick.
I mean, when you create a new mold, a new form.
Sculpt extension?
Yes, that thing. That little new nail. When I get a new nail, when I get a brand new spanking Rolls Royce nail.
So knowing the length that I'm going to take off on the other ones, I'm going to go ahead and shorten these up a little bit. Did everyone have a good week? Are you guys starting to do some holiday nails yet? I know some people have clients that like to start early. I've seen some nail techs posting. I was just getting out the brand new stamping plates from Ombre Chic too. These ones, look at how awesome. Super, super awesome. Plus, they now come with a clear, which is so cool. So they now come with a clear, what is this called?
Oh gosh, stencil?
Sure. But basically it lets you put it over a client's nail to see the design that you're looking to do. Like this one, I can be like, okay, I can put it a whole bunch of different ways, and that way each nail's going to look different. Can do that. So these are some really fun new plates, and they even hole punch them. So you can put them on a ring, and as you collect them. So brand new plates from Ombre Chic are coming out with that. They do have a set that I'm looking to carry. That way people can get the entire collection of all the old ones. And then you'll just have to go through and sort which ones that you've already purchased. But I'm super excited about these. I mean, I have so many snowflake ones, but this one I really like because it's almost like I can do you got a white tip, almost like a French, but then the snowflakes are coming up, which I think is really pretty. And this one is almost like a snowflake halo around it, so you can kind of get that. So I'm really excited about this plate. Like this one, I love that.
Well, if you add just a little bit of blue to, like you say, this one, blue and white, there you go. You got your January nails too.
Yeah.
With your nice little
There's some great icicle situation there.
I'm loving
so that's
icicles.
a really, really good plate. And then this one, I even love this one. Had some really fun. There's your traditional classic, like Coca-Cola Santa, which I think he's so cute. This is kind of a neat if you're an outdoorsy, you like that guy. There's a whole bunch of make your own Frosty the Snowman. I love that. Look at the make your own Frosty. Lots of trees, little words. So I'm digging these. Oh, look at that bow. That's a pretty bow. That's a 2 first, so you can do the solid and then the underneath. I like that. Anyway, so these are 3 new plates that just launched on my site today. So you've got Winter Wonderland, Mint to Be, and Ho Ho Ho. They're in the new section. Super excited about those. But anyway, back to work. Sorry to hijack the post for excited new things.
Tell them, I don't think anyone's asked. I'm not sure anyone is going to ask yet. But tell them what you have on your nails, because I love it. It is very beautiful, where I thought about doing that after, mind you, I say that every time I see your nails almost. But I'm loving that combo.
So this is Copper Dust, which is the Accents Gel Play Copper Dust. It's one of the paint colors. It's been my favorite forever. I think I did a video a little while ago and someone's like, isn't it Copper Dust time? And yes it was. I just hadn't done them yet. Because I really tend to do them on myself either in October or November. I love the colors so much. Although I've been doing the new casino collection so much that I'm like, can I change my nails? I'm ready to change my nails to the new stuff. It's the hard part. Like, if you love the seasons, then it's like, okay, I want to do all the things, and I'm running out of time unless I do my nails again. So, I don't know if it'll make me do my nails again this weekend, but maybe.
The Copper Dust and what else?
Oh, Autumn Skies. So that's another one of these Uber Chic glitters. Uber Chic has, I don't know where the swatches went, the stiletto swatches. Amazing glitter, and I got it ish. Uber Chic's got just amazing glitters and reflective glitters and things like that. So
it just makes my heart so happy.
Yeah, it's been very popular. I just keep it on my desk right now because everyone loves it so very much.
I mean, anyone can see any of these. How
yeah,
pigmented.
It's not that one.
I know it's not that one. I'm
here.
trying to find
this one.
Oh.
Yeah, and I did this one on someone today on a fade. And I did, this one's been popular. I've done that on a couple people this week.
I noticed that one. That one I thought.
Yeah.
They're so
pretty.
They're pretty. They're so either glittery, shimmery, pigmented, just beautiful. And ooh, that black magic looks fun.
I did that one on someone over.
Oh my gosh.
Something else. I can't remember.
Oh yeah, that black magic. I'm gonna get in trouble with that one.
So dealing with the hook nails, you just want to make sure that as you're filing, you are coming up underneath. There we go. Come up underneath as you file, and that's going to help make sure that you're pulling up anything that's hooking. And then I'm shaping and shortening from there. That's kind of the trick of doing as good as you can with hook nails. I mean, unless you remove and resculpt all the time, you just kind of have to work with the situation.
Yeah, that sounds exhausting, having to do.
It's a lot. And well, most people don't want to pay for a new set all the time, so you just kind of work with what you have.
Until it drives you bonkers, and then you start again.
Yeah, and if it's really bad only on one nail, like if it's just her thumb, and I have to shorten it so much, I'll just sculpt just her thumb. I don't mind sculpting one per appointment, but I'm not going to do like all of them.
That's yeah.
So, what is everyone's favorite Christmas nail art to do? Like, I did see, and I'm going to make you do it sometime.
Uh-oh. Okay. What?
So there's one that just got posted. Someone posted it, and they used cat eye and this shape of nail to create entire Christmas lights. So it ended up here, and there was just like the little light thing, but the whole rest of the nail was like a Christmas light. I thought it was so cute. You can't do it?
Oh, no. I mean, yes.
Too much for you?
I don't know.
I mean, maybe it'd be cool as one.
Yeah. Or a couple. And then you get the strings in between.
It was a lot.
It was a lot.
On every nail.
It was on all 5 nails, right?
I don't know. I think I only saw 4 nails.
Oh.
But I thought it was very creatively done.
Oh,
I do a lot of
absolutely.
Christmas
I
lights,
know
but
it.
usually I'm just doing it as a single nail, not as,
No,
like
and
a
again, I
string.
saw it as this shape too, and I thought the same thing. I actually ended up sending that to a friend to show them.
Like, check it out.
But yeah, like with the, well, either very glittery or chrome, or cat eye. It looks pretty cool.
So I try to keep these relatively similar as much as I can. But the problem is that when you have one nail bed just way longer than another, you've got to kind of find a middle ground where you still think it looks good, but not so off. So it's where your eye of doing nails just kind of comes in. You know, when you've been doing it so long, you kind of have to eyeball it so that they feel like their nails all match. And sometimes they're going to be the exact same length. But when you don't have competition fingers to work with, you can't always do that. I'm getting warm. That's my heater. I always have it on because
Getting a little toasty.
It's nice to have. All right. Like it was getting out of camera. I had to set up my side camera again sometimes. So I do have a third camera that I've set up a couple of times, and it lets everyone see from the side. But it's a little bit more to manage because I have to like actually go and manually click on the other camera and all that jazz.
And everything?
Well, once it's connected, but then once it's connected, if I want to switch to it, I still have to like do that.
Oh. That sounds like a bit more.
So I just got to be careful around that her cuticle area on the nails where she's been messing with them, because it's almost like a bruise that creates a hole. Do you see that little circle there? You just want to kind of skip over that. I don't want to mess with that. She's doing enough messing. What?
Truth is truth. I mean, that's fair. Truth is truth.
She's giving me the look, y'all.
I got anxiety.
You know, Larissa was so cute. She was having a total meltdown, and then the next day she was like, and then we did her shot, and the next day it was like, totally different kid. I'm like, you are in a much better mood. She's like, man, that shot. She used to have to take some pretty severe, like, anti-anxiety meds, but since she's been on this, she doesn't have to.
Really?
It's such a huge difference with her anxiety.
Really?
Yeah, she doesn't have to take any of that stuff anymore. But if it starts to wear off, like if she's due,
like towards the end,
yeah, she can definitely tell, like she's due.
Oh, hey.
Yeah, it makes such a difference.
Dang,
but she
that's
definitely
impressive.
likes it better.
That's awesome.
I know.
That's
And it's
awesome.
something they don't really talk about, you know? Everyone only
There's so
talks
much
about.
that's not talked about. Well, in a way, there's so much that's not known, so you can't talk about
Well,
it.
and there's a comedian that's about to do, which is going to make the stock go up again, I bet. I saw it on an email. He's doing a comedy show called The Skinny or something. I just saw it come up today, but he's lost like 50 pounds on it. So he's doing a whole comedy show about it. Okay. And I'm like, all right, well, this could be good or bad.
Right.
But it brings more awareness to it, and awareness is always good.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm coming up straight underneath and just going until it's completely straight out. Do you guys see that? That's no longer hooking down. It's coming straight out. So that's super helpful. My YouTube girls still with me? Hello, YouTube. Hello, Facebook. I don't know if anyone on Facebook is really seeing that I'm on live today because it didn't go on my personal one, but that's okay. It is what it is, because I can't make it do it. Can't do everything. I try.
Hey, you got it all set up. I mean, it's
did.
running.
It's
working.
It's running.
That's pretty impressive.
It is running today.
There are days that you struggle.
Months. It's a lot of time in between these videos lately. I feel like I need to get back on the ball.
You did, no, you did a full set.
I did.
That was just a couple weeks ago.
I did. Yeah.
So that's pretty good for you. Look at you go.
But it was like months since then. I've been bad. I've been slacking, but I'm hopefully here. Hey, Jeanette. Hello. You're newly qualified and struggle with matching the length when you do your own nails. Do you have any tips? Yeah, so when you match length on yourself or anyone else, what you want to be doing is matching from cuticle to tip. So I'm looking at cuticle to tip on each of these and trying to make it so that this is the same as this. So cuticle to tip on each one. And the same with your own. So if I'm like, you know, trying to make these two the same, I'm going to hold these fingers together and go, okay, from cuticle to tip, and try to just look at it from different angles to see if they match. So that's how you match your length. And then in general, you want these three nails to have the same length from cuticle to tip. That being said, that's on like a perfect model. And that's like in competition. If you were competing, that is what you're looking for, is that this to this is the same on all three of these. But if I do that on these two, like I'm all the way up here on that, and that's just not going to look right for her because you'd be like past her fingertip. So, or this would just be way longer, which I can't do because then it hooks. So you kind of have to work with what you have when it comes to your clients and how to work around that. I'm trying to keep it like here. I know. The wrist assist lets her move towards me so easily. I know, but then I get like out of camera. So if anyone ever notices I'm out of camera and I don't move it right away, you can say something. I will not be offended. I'm just not always looking at what is on camera. So this one, I technically want it to be the same as that, but look how different sized those two fingers are. So different. So they're going to look weird. If I make this one the same length as that, it's just going to look bizarre. But I want to make it close to this one. So I can see lengthwise, I still have about this much to remove to have those be equal. So I can go down here, remove that length, and then I will reshape. Jeanette, that answers your question? Oh, good. I'm glad. And then you always want to look down the barrel when you're filing and thinning out the nail, because you don't know how thin your nail is unless you are looking in this angle. So I am looking like that to make sure that this is thinned out. And this one's a different color because I had resculpted this at some point. So that is a little bit different color of gel. I don't remember when or why.
It's been about
a month, 2 months.
A month and a half about.
Oh, is this one you broke?
Yes.
Oh, it's doing so well.
It is. It's there.
She did the really fun thing of flipping her nail completely off. Have y'all done that? I did it on this pinky once, like 20 years ago. It's like the worst thing. And it takes months for it to grow back out. So she has grown this one back out, and we didn't put anything on it for, I don't know, 4 months or something. But it finally got long enough to give her a nail.
It was about 3.5 months though.
Yeah.
Yep. Before you put anything on it. I mean, once it was long enough, you painted it a little bit, and then we let it grow out.
She was scared.
Oh, I was very scared. I was very scared. It was traumatizing.
We had it waited until it was at least halfway grown out. So I'm just, again, checking these two. Checking the cuticle to tip length. It's still just a smidge longer. So I'm going to go ahead and take just a smidge more off. And then always thinning out. So I'm always going around and I'm doing... There we go. I'm always going and thinning out, making sure that I'm going around the cuticle, prepping the cuticle. I know I hit it with a prep bit, but I always go make sure that that cuticle is really well pushed back. This is how I can get a good month of grow out without lifting, is to make sure your prep is really, really well done. Coming up straight underneath to help with the hooking that happens.
Yeah, almost.
Looking down the barrel and thin it out.
Every single one of my nails hooks some way, somehow.
Yeah, if she grows them out, they hook mighty well. Okay. I'm just making sure it's thinned out enough. I don't do any finish filing after. I just go straight to color. So for me, it's extremely important to do all of the filing at the beginning. All right, special thumb. So as we shorten this, we're going to decide, does this need to be resculptured or not? So coming up underneath, and I'm filing it straight up from underneath to try to remove the hook. That's gone. I'm going to take down anything that's grown out here that can be bulk at all. Basically going down to her natural nail again. Her natural nail does come up. You can see as I get lower, this might flake off. That is where there's a hole underneath because she likes to make those. So if I can keep it from coming off, I will, and that way it just stays. Didn't get too short. But looking at it from the side, we want to see it's coming straight out. That we have to ignore because if you, yeah, you've got to ignore it. I'm going to see if I can. This camera only reaches so far over for me to be able to center this. Okay, so looking at that, if I just cover that, it's coming straight out. So now I can compare it to the other thumb and see how off we are. Not too shabby, look at that. So if you ignore the shape of her nail completely, as far as how this one is very rounded, if I hold these, this is from one side to the other, and this is the same length from that side. So we're good to go. All right, all the prepping is done. I'm now going to cleanse with Prep and Wipe. This is a Prep and Wipe combo with some acetone. Helps really dehydrate the nail well. Gets it ready. Really good. Hi, Jody. Nice to see you popped in. Get all that. I'm really focusing on the new growth. That's really where I want to cleanse and dehydrate. The gel is not as important, to be honest, because you're putting gel on gel. So sometimes I'll flip this and just use this as my brush wipe. Brush wipe. Trinity Clear. This is my go-to for 30-day manicure and fills. Let's put that there so everyone knows what I'm using. So I pillow from one side to the other. Pillow, pillow, pillow. And then with a flat brush, brush down from one side to the next. I put back anything that's excess because the goal is to not add a ton of bulk. You want a nice smooth layer. It's almost, I try to tell people all the time, just going in the light for 3 seconds. It's almost like a thick gloss. You don't need to add a lot of bulk. So I'm going to start from this side. Push up around the cuticle, around, 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 around. Once I've done that, I'm touching from the middle of this pillow here. That's the top of my stress area, or my arch. And I'm just gliding it down, just like you would a nice gloss. Glide it down, and you go. Come down a little lower. Okay. So again, pillow, pillow, pillow. From one side to the next. And then you touch and you glide. So you're touching the top of that pillow and you're gliding down. So this is why it's important that when you are using a brush, that it is a flat brush. If you use an oval brush that has a belly, looking at the brush sideways, it should be completely flat. When I hold this to it, it should be completely flat. when you use an oval brushes tend to go up like this. And the problem with that is that when you do the technique, oh, we might have boys. When you go from one side to the next and then you glide over the top, if you are using an oval brush, it's going to create grooves on your nail as you glide down. And you're not going to get that perfectly smooth finish as you would using a flat brush. So often people will contact me and say, I can't get my fill to look like that. I always have to file it. I always have bumps in it. And I'm like, well, number one, are you using the brush I'm telling you to use? Because this is a $9 brush. There's no reason you need to get a different brush. Yeah, I hear boys.
Are those boys or is that the male?
I mean, it could be the male.
You did have some boxes.
That's true. It could be pickup. So I didn't quite get enough on that, so I'm going to grab a little bit more. I want to make sure that my pillow right here is sufficient enough for me to glide down over the nail. And then I always come along the front and brush down. That's so that I can thin out that free edge. I don't want a thick nail. You always want thin nails. And they don't need extra strength there. So thin that out as much as you can while still making it smooth. Okay, and you go. Hi, Julie. Hi, Linda. Oh, Linda says that she's seen me do this so many times, but still learns something new every time. So I'm so glad. I guess that's why I keep doing videos. Because people ask me to sometimes. Even though I'm like, but I'm doing the same thing every time.
But you're filled with so much knowledge, they're not going to know what they don't know. Until
yeah, but
they get
if
taught or
they've
they
seen
learn.
them. But I guess you just, I mean, maybe I say different stuff every time. Or you might forget something I said.
I get my nails done by you, obviously, frequently. I still learn something almost every time here as well.
All right. Sometimes it's because we have a Discovery Channel showing.
Love that too. Or you've got your, because like today's what? Savannah's Historic District. That's your little fun fact for the day.
Oh yes, I do have my daily calendar. I do love my daily calendar.
It's much more appropriate than mine.
Piece of fuzz causing a bump. I really could ignore it, but I didn't.
You ignore a piece of fuzz? I have never seen that a day in my life.
I try. Sometimes I do. If I know for sure I'm covering with glitter, it's really not going to matter if there's a fuzz bump. But I'm a bit picky. I do like to see a perfect gloss. It happens. So I can just say that. I'm not perfect.
Perfectionist.
I mean, I try, but it doesn't always matter. All right, so we're going to start on the one side. We're pillowing. So pillowing means you're pushing gel in front of your brush, leaving a little bit of a gap. If you are new, please make your gap larger because it is way too easy to get gel into the cuticle and then you have to dig it out, and that's a pain in the butt, causes lifting. It causes more problems than just having a little bit more of a gap. So if you are new, please just make your gap a little bit larger. As you get more experienced and faster, you can make it a little bit closer, but otherwise, just make it larger. It's not going to matter too much, as long as you, especially if you get your color in there.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Because your color's going there.
Yeah, you can go up with your color.
Yeah.
You can close the gap that way.
And especially because a lot of times when people are new and they try to do this method, they're pushing way more product up there than I am, and it makes for a ridge. This is an extremely thin amount of product. Like it's pretty much just enough to make it a gloss. And a lot of times people will put too much there. I do too much when I'm doing my own nails for sure, because doing your own nails is a different story. And I look at mine all the time and I'm like, not as pretty. I can do my clients' nails so much prettier than I can do mine. But it is what it is.
You get all the combinations though. You've got that going for you. I mean, don't get me wrong. Your clients have all the options as well, but they don't have as much time or exposure.
Well, I can do the exact, I did this on someone in 45 minutes today because she was late. Maybe it was yesterday. Yesterday she was late. But she wanted the same thing, but with a different, we used the same glitter, we used a different base. I can't remember which one we used. It's kind of pinky. It was pretty. So again, pushing, pushing, pushing. I definitely have too much on my brush this time. So I'm going to grab some, put it back.
And start to level it out.
And then gloss over.
Woo.
And it's literally like glossing, you guys. Remove from the tip. If you don't remove from the tip, that's a lot of time how people get that bump in the front. That's really unnecessary. So removing from the tip, the gel will just self-level itself right to that spot. And then it's good. This is more blurry than I would like. Someday I will figure out how to make things not blurry and perfect. YouTube is less blurry. Facebook is blurry. I don't know why. Facebook is annoying.
Yes, I second that statement.
So as we put this on here, you guys can see from the gloss all the times that she's created a hole in her nail. And she just does it. She doesn't do it on purpose, but you know, some people
like a tree.
Yeah.
You can count the rings.
And it's your tree nail.
That's my tree nail.
If you know, for a lot of people, especially newbies, they might never see it. And the first client you get that's done that, you're like, oh my gosh, why do you have a hole in your nail? And they freak out. And it's like, it's not uncommon. It's almost always just the thumb, and it's almost always because they do this. And there's nothing you can do about it. They're just going to sit there like this, watching TV, and not even know they're doing it. And that creates a hole in the nail. So it is what it is. All right. Now time for the fun stuff.
This color.
So this is a brand new color called Candy Apple Red. And it is from Uber Chic. And we were talking about magnets earlier. I'm going to get out.
I want to see how you're going to hold that. How are you? Just tweezers?
No.
No? Oh.
Even simpler than that.
Oh!
Where'd it
Magnet.
go?
Magnet. It's right over here.
Did you just see that?
Magneto!
So I'm just going to use my pusher because it's a very nice, easy way to control my magnet. But I'm also going to show her with this one so she can decide what it is she wants to do. Okay. So this is the first time I've gotten to use this color, guys, so I didn't know. It's a little translucent. And when a color is translucent like this, especially with a cat eye, save yourself the grief and do a second color underneath. That's not a cat eye first. That way you only are having to control your cat eye on one coat. So we're going to grab a red, which I have 800,000 of right now. I think I'm going to grab, they're calling it New Money Red.
New Money Red?
Yeah, I didn't know that this was a thing.
What?
I know.
Who makes it? What?
It's roulette.
Oh.
Well,
that's high roller.
I know. I had all these out because I did a whole... I've been very... Did I do toes with it? So I had a client come in last week and say, do you have this New Money Red? Yeah, it's next to where the glitter is. Right there. It would be one of those. I layered someone this morning with How to Fix Your Crown, which is the gold kind of holographic glitter on top of this roulette. So anyway, a client came in and was like, oh, do you have New Money? And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. And apparently someone has nicknamed this New Money Red. So it's a great red, and this will back up this color pretty good. So we're going to go ahead and just do one coat of New Money, or roulette, as I like to call it. It's been a very popular red. What?
Yeah, it is. I fell in love with it the moment I saw it.
Yeah.
The moment I knew this was coming out, this was the first color I got.
It's just a very warm, it's a warm red. So it's not like, I feel like it's not an in-your-face red. Whereas some of the other reds are so bright, they're just like in your face. But this one, I feel like is like a warm, almost like a neutral red. I feel like I want lipstick this color.
Yes.
So maybe I should, you know, put it on a swatch and go to the store and figure out what color lipstick this would be, because I feel like it's very like perfect lipstick color.
Not too blue, not too yellow,
not too green. Yeah, not too, yeah.
It's really in the middle of the road. It really goes.
It's almost like a neutral red. So we're gonna do our first coat of this. That way, when I go to do my cat eye, I don't have to do 2 layers of it, because when you only do 1 layer, if you just put your cat eye on, but you only actually do your cat eye design with 1 layer, then you're going to have shimmer underneath your dark. Because when it flips, when the pigment, let's start over. When, the metallic pigment flips over, because that's how a cat eye works. You've got a metallic pigment, you run the magnet on it, it flips over. And that's why it becomes dark or a different color, usually solid. Usually it goes from a shiny to a solid. That's kind of how most cat eyes work. Or it'll go from like one color to another color. So if you already have a shiny under there that you never flipped over, it's going to show through if your cat eye is not 100% solid, which this cat eye is not. So in order to make it so that when that flips over, it is solid on the whole thing, that is why a base color is helpful. Just checking all these. Okay, in you go, please. Has anyone struggled with cat eye? I highly recommend that you take the amazing Anna W. I feel like every time I try to say her name, I just butcher it 100 times over. But she is an amazing artist. All she does, she doesn't even do clients in the salon. She literally just travels the country and teaches nail art. Usually when she comes to an area, she'll do 2 to 3 classes in a row. And I've taken and had her teach at my place a couple of times when I had a shop in Country Village. And when my new shop opens in my new classroom, she will definitely be teaching there. So I'll be excited to have her back. But I've taken a bunch of her classes. She's extremely amazing. But she does a cat eye class where we spent all day making different cat eye designs. And so that's when I learned the power of the little magnets. And she even gave us like an even tinier magnet. I have a smaller one than that.
I remember you going and doing that class, and then coming back, and it was like a week later, we did cat eye for the first time on mine.
Yeah, it was very cool. And you can do all kinds of fun stuff. You can do Christmas lights and do the cat eye on them, like Christmas light stamp, and like fill it in. And that would be pretty fun.
It just adds another depth to it.
It does.
It's cool.
Hanging out there. Is that your stomach or mine?
That's yours.
Oh. Couldn't even pay attention. Can't be bothered. No time for any of that nonsense.
Never imagined I would do roulette so soon again.
Yes, but it's about to not be roulette anymore.
Yes.
So, that is roulette. And now we're going to play with the candy apple. So, sometimes this happens where you get a little tiny bit and it sneaks over. And I will actually come in and clip that out. It's a little trick, but it makes it less annoying for me because I'm a little bit of
perfectionist. Yes. Magnets are sticking to things and getting in your way now.
They're definitely sticking to things. All right. So we have this lovely candy apple. And if you had wanted this darker, of course, you could even do this over a black. But we were trying to keep the redness about it. So there's different ways you can use a cat eye. The standard traditional way is to just do that, and that gives you the line. Now when you do a cat eye, anytime you do the cat eye, if you want to redo it, you actually need to brush the nail again. You've got to flip those little metallic things back over. And so this gives you a little bit more control. So I did a French, I posted a picture of a French cat eye that I had done, and I used this ball to do that as well.
French cat eye.
You didn't see it? I posted it.
I haven't really been on social media.
So that kind of gives you a little bit more of a halo. Now you can always do this, where you do them in a couple of spots, and then it picks up light different ways. And you could go for a tinier magnet.
Teeny tiny. Oh, goodness.
And that way, when you do it, you've got a little bit more control of how you do it. So, now you get to decide which is the way you like it. I just showed you a whole bunch of ways. What would you like?
Show me the halo again. You were showing everyone else. I didn't look at my nail much.
Oh, all right. So halo, I'm going around in a circle, and I'm creating a circular design with it. I'm kind of pushing it a little bit towards the center. You guys see that? It comes out as a circle. Or do you like the line one where it's mostly dark with the sparkle in the middle?
Kind of like the halo. Well, we could also...
You could also mix it up if you want in multiple ways. And there is a circle on the bottom of this. Aw, Julie said thanks for doing lives. You're so welcome. Thanks for saying thank you. That's why I do it. It's because people say thank you. So if you come in just down the center, that creates...
that's insane.
Is that cool?
I like the halo, though. I do like the halo.
Okay. So the halo is, let's redo it because...
Erase!
Yeah, it's basically erasing.
It's like an Etch-a-Sketch.
It's like shake the hand. So, and I like to come almost under the nail when I do the halo. So you come up underneath, and that kind of, you can see where your magnet is controlling your effect. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and polish the next few. So pretty. Do you want any of them where they're just all this metallic, or do you want me to cat eye all of them? Because there's that option too, where you have some just metallic and some...
Dealer's choice.
I didn't make these decisions.
Yeah, let's leave a couple of them hollow. Just shimmery holographic-y.
Okay.
Now, how often are cat eye polishes like fairly translucent? From
Most of the
experience so
time.
far? Yeah.
Most of the time they've got some translucency to it. Maybe Debating.
Don't hurt yourself.
I make no promises. So you guys can see, if you look at how it turns in the light, you get that halo situation going on. And then this one, I'm going to go ahead and do solid. I'm going to keep it all the metallic.
How are the kitties?
So cute. Jared, before he was leaving tonight, he said that the cats got into the shipping container, pulled out a tool, and were playing with it like a toy. Because why not? That's what they should do. They're cats.
They're cats. And one of them has earned its stripes in a way.
Yes,
correct?
yes,
Was that
yes.
Gus?
Got Jacques.
Oh, Jacques.
Jacques has done his job. He has collected a mouse.
Yay!
Yay! Go Jacques. So, that's good. They're so cute.
They're getting big,
I know,
though.
I know.
Like, they're not just babies no more.
I know. Jared sent me a picture today, and he sent 3 pictures, and I'm like, what am I looking at? And it was because he had taken a picture from where he was standing, and then took a few more steps and took another picture. Still, what am I looking at? Then zoomed in, and oh, a kitty. A kitty is supervising. Got it. Definitely a supervising kitty.
Gotta keep him on his toes.
Mm-hmm. They're so sweet. We were discussing, my last client, we were discussing about how of all the cats she's had, the boys are always the lovers and the snugglers.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, would make sense. These 3 are
all boys.
all boys, and definitely lover, snuggler little boys. They're so sweet.
They're gonna be so spoiled once that place is made, and humans coming in and out all the time.
I know. We have furniture being put right in front of the salon just so people can get there early and snuggle with them. Because why wouldn't you want to go and snuggle with them? Unless you're allergic or you don't like cats.
I still have to finish making appointments. I realized that I think I'm only through, the first week of December, second week of December maybe? And then I don't have anything else on the calendar after. That's not going to do me any good.
Not so much. So if you guys want the control of having this little magnet, they're easy to get. You can get them on like Amazon. So you're able to just grab those, the larger circles that I was using. That's what I used for the French and stuff. Those ones you can get on the magnet set, which on my website, if you go to the Magnet Keeper product, it's either filled or not filled or just the magnet set. So it's kind of easy to find. Now,
well,
is there any glitter that you need?
Oh. It's me.
Come.
Isn't there a magnet that can also do kind of like a flower that you have too?
Yeah.
Just to show the people so they know.
You know.
You've got all the things. We do know you have all the things.
I know, but I don't know if I have any in stock.
Oh.
This one.
We'll keep an eye out for when she does.
Yeah, this one does like a flower. So you do that, and all the little dots work together to create the flower.
Stripe end too.
Yeah, you can rake it. So you can do this, and that will create like 4 lines.
Mm-hmm.
So. All right, where's the Uber Chic glitters? Did you need any extra glitter?
I don't know.
Do I? It's always good to check.
Do I? What do you think, madame? I don't know if anything calling your name that you must have added. Not really. I mean, probably it'd be a darker color. We know that one.
Yeah.
What color is that one? That looks like a deeper rose gold in a way.
This one?
Yeah. Oh, that's just hot cocoa feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Oh, I don't know.
Very autumnal.
What do you think? What's screaming to you in a way?
I don't know.
Anything?
Just wanted to make sure you have. I mean, that one's like very fallish.
What would we do?
I'm just thinking ombreing on these two.
Okay,
To create a two-color situation.
Let's go for it.
You like the hot cocoa? Wake me up before you hot cocoa.
Yeah, it
Wake
does
me
look
up.
pretty good.
It's very autumnal. Now I need to find it. Hey, I only looked at 3.
What?
That's pretty good. I do have all my overshake on one rack.
That helps. I mean, there you go.
Help. It narrows it down significantly to certain things. All right, so we're just going to do a little quick ombre action on these two that we did not cat eye, because then they get to be special also.
They can still be part of the cool kid club.
A little bit on, blend it up. Easy, easy, easy. Are you sure that's me? I think that's you.
You don't even want to know how much food I've eaten today, so I'm good. A lot of vegetables, but nonetheless.
Wow, I had Snickers. I win.
You win. Yeah, that actually sounds pretty damn good, not gonna lie. Oh my gosh, they still keep bringing in Halloween candy into work and putting it in my bucket, and then it disappears.
There we go. How is that for a little extra oomph? I think those turn out pretty. Always good to have a little extra oomph in life.
Oh. Just twist my arm with the glitter.
She's one of those where glitter? What? Who? What? Okay.
Shimmer, shine, squirrel. I've only come in here and gotten a flat color. I don't think I've even stuck with just a flat color. There's been something else.
I mean,
okay, the closest
tried.
would have been, yeah, I know. I remember the one day you were like, okay, but hold on. I'm like, no, I'm really quite happy with this. And you're like, uh-huh. And then you showed me like a silvery top coat or something. And I'm like, well, if I have to. You know me well enough.
Because you have to make sure your people are happy. And if you know they're glitter people and there's no glitter, are they really going to be happy? I don't know.
Because even when I get the little outlines and kisses of glitter, it's still glitter. Gosh, those are just so pigmented. I'm gonna have to get one of those next time.
All right. There. Now they're sufficient. It just wasn't enough. Linda likes it. All right. And then use whatever gloss you want. I am a big fan of Luxio gloss. It gives me the longest last shine, in my opinion.
Holds up to scratches and wear and tear so dang well. And as someone who opens boxes and plays with boxes and stuff like that, I can attest to that it holds up.
Yeah, and I find that a lot of the no wipes, they just don't hold up quite as good as Luxio gloss. So I'm a Luxio gloss girl.
Mm-hmm.
And it's about time for me to combine this with a...
I was about to say, you're getting to the end of that one.
Yeah, and I usually just store them as I get to this point and wait until I have like 3 or 4 and then combine. Because I go through one every couple of weeks, so it's not like it takes very long. One thing that is important when it comes to glossing nails, and I see this quite a lot, people will let their bristles flare like that when they're glossing a nail, and that is wrong. Do not do that. If you are letting your bristles flare like this when you're glossing, you are not going to get a good enough gloss, and your nails are not going to be shiny, and they're not going to be encapsulated well. You should be floating over where my brush is barely touching the surface of the nail. It's gliding over the surface. So pay attention next time you gloss a nail and see if you are letting that brush flare out, because if you are, you're pressing too hard, friends. Gotta lighten it up. Should be a gloss, not, it should be floating, not pressing.
No,
Pressing and pulling is no good.
Is that something that would cause like ridges and some streaks and stuff?
It'll cause streaks 100%. You definitely will see a streaky top coat if you do that.
Okay.
It'll also mean that your top coat is typically applied too thin, which often means you're not going to get the shine that you were expecting.
Okay.
So between the streaks and the lack of shine, people just think, oh, this top coat's not good. And it's like, are you applying your top coat properly?
Mm-hmm.
Because if you are floating it over, you're going to have a nice, smooth, amazing line of light. If you are dragging it like that, you are not. So you really need to lighten up on your brush when you are top coating.
Which means essentially using a little bit more product
Of
than
course.
just wiping it all off.
Yeah,
and
you're
like
not.
you said, encapsulate in a way. It's not like you're wanting to drown the nail, but you want to encapsulate.
Right, and you want to be able to
what
see
you've got.
That you have a nice shiny surface, and often you're not going to get as shiny of a surface if you are dragging your top coat on. So that is, and I see a lot of really great nail techs out there doing it like that, and then their nails come out and they're like, it's not as shiny, but they don't understand why. And I'm like, you're just dragging your top coat on. You need to float it better, and then you'll be fine. And then they're like, oh, like, yeah, just float it.
See, people will learn something.
Yeah, hopefully someone who has been a dragger will learn today to be a floater. All right, in you go. Jeanette says beautiful colors. Did you bump it?
I think I just bumped my pinky. At least I told you.
This is how you scare them.
That scared me enough.
Fortunately for Lexi, she packs orders when I leave town, so we can't be without Lexi. So
can't kill me.
She gets to bump her nails and say, "Ha!"
I did that.
So,
but if anyone heard that right, it was, oh, you're not gonna be happy. I messed up. I think I did.
So now I always come up underneath any nail that I do, whether it's this shape, square, and always make sure that everything is finished, because if any of your top coat moved, any of your polish, you want a nice, sharp, finished nail. And you'll find that if you don't do this, people will be like, oh, this is, they'll say something. Or if they don't say something, they might feel like their nails are thicker, because just taking that little bit off the end, finalizing that gives you that nice sharp nail feel, which people love after they get their nails done, because they're like, oh, I can scratch my arm.
Till I go scratch my arm in the summer and I look like I've been attacked by a cat.
I might be scratching too much.
Well, I have a sensitive skin, so one scratch will show.
She's a sensitive flower. So again, coming up underneath, just finishing this, making sure that all is well.
It's really throwing me off that it's Friday.
Why?
Because normally on Thursdays when I come here, then I go get taco times for dinner and then go home and do nothing. But it's Friday, so it's a dinner night.
A dinner night?
I go out for dinner night.
Oh, that's nice. I was making pulled pork last night, and I had gotten it from a different place, and I ordered groceries online, and it came in, and it was so big and heavy. I was like, geez, this is freaking heavy. And I went to go cook it in the pressure. Like, I did a slow cooker for a while, and then the pressure cooker, and after like 5 hours on high, it was still not done. And I'm like,
whoa.
Okay, time to pressure cook this for 2 more hours, which I did. Still not done, because the meat should be falling apart by that point.
Yeah.
So I added another 2 hours, and I'm like, okay, y'all, you can have tacos or ravioli tonight because the dinner that I was preparing to make is not ready. So we did ravioli, which is great because it takes 10 minutes. And
after slaving over that all day for night.
And I let it go another 2 hours in the pressure cooker, and then it was finally falling apart. And so I prepared all of the pulled pork and added the sauce, and then put it all in Tupperware in the fridge. And I'm like, okay, dinner tomorrow is ready. So that was great. So that's what we're having tonight is pulled pork.
Nice. I bought those freezing soup cube things today.
Oh. Well, Jared will be making soup this weekend because after I made that, I went to go cut the giant pulled pork in half, thinking, oh, I'll just freeze half of it since it's so big. And then discovered that there's a bone in it.
That's why it was taking so long.
That's why it took so long. And why it was so damn huge. And so, okay, great, but I can't cut it in half. So I just cooked the whole thing, and then he's like, I'm like, do you want like this broth and bone and everything? He's like, yes. So he'll be making soup this weekend like a crazy person. All right, y'all. This is how they have turned out. If I can get it in the camera. There we go. So, as you can see, the cat eye-ness of it and some sparkles. So this dark chocolatey brown with the holographic colors, that is Wake Me Up Before You Cocoa. And then this color is Roulette with our brand new candy apple red cat eye. So hopefully this was fun for y'all. Maybe you learned something. And that's all. I think we'll catch them next time.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Weekend. Yes, have a fabulous weekend. And maybe next week I will see you for some other set, some other ditty of nails. Who knows what we're going to do? I don't know. There might still be some fall situations going on.
Oh, I do believe.
So we'll maybe do some of that. So we'll catch y'all next time. Goodbye.